Oh my God. It's fine. We're back. It's a new season. It's tough. It is tough to remember these things. What was I even saying? Okay, Wind Ranger gets respect banned. Absolutely love to see it. It did so much work for 7788 in that last game. Even just dominating the lane, it makes a lot of sense to get UFO off this hero immediately. One key thing we're not seeing is we're not seeing the Magnus ban. They're being stubborn about that one. They want to keep it in the pool. Might be something what they're discussing right now. It's going to be an Arc Warden ban, though. And what I was going to talk about was one of the reasons Turner's terrible team really struggled that last game was while their mid lane was fine, went even, absolutely no problems there, their side lanes fell apart, and the Centaur Warrunner is such a huge reason why. His ability to man fight against the position 5 was just so strong, and it made their offlane so easy. They just absolutely had no trouble. And I would typically expect a Lion to do quite well into 2 melee heroes, especially with our Legion commander there. Overwhelming odds gets so much value, but this Centaur Warrunner just kind of just too tanky, did too much damage, and was unable. They were just unable to move him. And then on the side of the safe lane, it was an Ench. Obviously the Wind Ranger did quite a lot in the lane, but this Enchantress got them at least 3-4 kills in the laning stage. So another hero that I'm surprised to not see focused by Turner's terrible team. They really just wanted one hero away from that draft. But the thing is if UFO was on any ranged carry, you could probably expect a very similar result because these supports are what are carrying those lanes, and that's where the game fell apart. It was in the laning stage. Now and then we get a very different kind of pickup. We don't necessarily know where it's going to go. Usually going to be played in that support position, but could be, mid. Haven't seen it safe lane in a very long time. I definitely doubt we will see it safe lane, but there is a low key amount of flexibility it probably will be positioned for. And I doubt 7788 are even thinking about it going into other positions. But now here's the question. It's like, do you run back the Ench? I assume is the question they're asking because it worked. Or do you early pick the mag? And they're going to go for it. People are, this mag did so much in that first game, and it is Poppy's very best hero. As I said in the first draft, a very rare, nice thing I'll say about Poppy is that maybe his Magnus is worth 88 coins, and it showed it in that game. Really just finessed. And I guess this is kind of the problem when it comes to such a dominant game one from Dennis's stack, in that you kind of want to ban every single hero. But I'm so shocked that these easy bans or counter picks you could do just haven't made their way through. Just very baffled with that one. It was team 7788 that won the first game. And they're going to take a long time to think of this third pick. I assume the discussion is, guys, did we just run back the first draft? Like without Wind Ranger? Is that what we're doing? Now,
Radiant team pick.
A key difference here from that first draft is that because they've picked the Magnus so early, it's guaranteed the Centaur Warrunner is position 4. And there was that ambiguity in the first draft that is just not there in this draft. But I would assume that Turner's terrible team were just assuming that Centaur Warrunner was 4. So they do go with the Faceless Void here that we talked about in the first draft. Very, very powerful. Probably the best pos one in the current meta. And it combos beautifully with Magnus. So lovely little pick up there.
Radiant team pick.
Monkey King.
And Turner's Terrible Team, they're going to go with the Monkey King. I would assume that's position 1. Of course, we do see that in other roles, like position 4 or mid, when the matchup allows. But I would assume position 1.
10 seconds remaining.
The idea may be, oh, he's in a double, you're against the double melee lane. Let me just right click them out. Now, Monkey King does get kind of soft countered by Magnus in the later game. And we're getting very thick and fast picks here. We're going to get the Tidehunter laning against that Faceless Void. And it's going to be a Phoenix in response there from 7788. And there's a lot of different mechanisms here because due to them picking the Magnus Faceless Void, I would kind of say that both of these side lane matchups here for 7788 aren't that advantageous. Faceless Void can win against Tidehunter, but it's, in my experience, Tide can also just kind of walk away with the lane. It very much depends on individual skill. It's kind of a skill-based matchup. The Vengeful Spirit, or the Tiny, in fact, is probably what's going to be comboing with him. So those stuns going to the Anchor Smash. Although Vengeful Spirit Tidehunter is also a very strong combo with the double armor reduction from the Gush and the Wave of Terror. So maybe that's what we're going to see. And in fact, I think I would be very scared of that combo if I was 7788, but maybe that's not what they're going to play against. And now, a lovely thing that we're seeing here for Turner's Terrible Team is because the draft isn't as ambiguous, they very much know what they're banning out here. They're banning out Ember Spirit, who did a great job last game, and they get a chance to ban out another mid pick. And we'll see what they go with. Could be so many different things. Like, I feel like mid is a very open role right now in terms of what heroes you pick, and they're going to go with the Zeus. Makes a lot of sense because it combos quite well with the Faceless Void in terms of him just being able to pepper spells into the Chrono. So they don't want to go against that. They do not have last pick here on 7788. So again, they have a nice situation where they can ban and then pick, setting up their last pick.
5 seconds remaining.
And I think there is probably some discussion about what is happening in the mid lane for Turner's Terrible Team. They will just get rid of one unorthodox picks in the Snapfire, but then a kind of standard one in the Lena. And it's going to be a Hoodwink mid lane here for 7788 to finish off this draft. Another hero that can really take advantage of this Chronosphere. I think one of the only things I'm a little bit worried about is, do 7788 have the ability to protect the egg? And immediately I kind of counter myself by saying that Chronosphere is right there. They have a lot of AoE stuns. It could just be that they initiate with Chrono and then follow up with Egg, which is a very typical way of playing these two heroes together. We'll see if that's what they go with. Meanwhile, last pick here for Turner's Terrible Team. It's probably a position 1 Monkey King. Could still be mid, but I doubt it after seeing a Hoodwink. So wants to go against a ranged, or maybe they just don't know if that Hoodwink is mid. I do think it's more likely than not that they know it's mid. Here it is. We get the Queen of Pain. So another very standard mid here from Turner. Well, I don't know why I said another, because I don't think in any of the games we've had a standard mid apart from the Ember Spirit, but a very standard pick and, into an unorthodox pick. And Queen of Pain ranged, very aggressive mid laner, able to put down a lot of damage with the Shadow Dagger, or Shadow Strike, I think it's called. And so Hoodwink's going to really have to keep on top of that. Also helps Queen of Pain just with the trades, even with the damage over time, not taking away. The fact that it heals Queen of Pain just does so much. And it is going to be that position 1 Monkey King. And position 4 Vengeful. So it's going to be a 5 Tiny going. And so it's just going to be a very aggressive safe lane, off lane in this game. Monkey King wants to run at the offlaner. Tiny wants to run at the offlaner, and I imagine Centaur Warrunner wants to do the same. And, Centaur Warrunner wants to run at the position 5, and Magnus kind of is able to do that. Now, the way Poppy plays the lane isn't necessarily, from what I've seen in these games, isn't exactly that kind of play style. He wants those first few waves. He wants to get like level 5 pretty quickly. So he's got 3 points in Skewer and is able to then kind of be aggressive and move people around and do a lot of damage in that regard. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game. I think there's gonna be very action-packed lanes once again. Except this time, hopefully, the lanes are a little bit more balanced in terms of kills and the momentum of each team. Taking a while here. Oh, we do have a pause. Oh, it looks like we unpaused. As both teams go into this game, we get ready for the game 2, last game of the night here of the first series of Clarity League. And we immediately get that pause I was talking about. So let's introduce who's playing what where. Over on the side of the Radiant, we do have Iwin playing that position 2 Queen of Pain. We have Prosty going to be playing the position for Vengeful Spirit. We have a tank playing that position 1 Monkey King. Nice and hidden. Falcat's Cow going to be playing that off lane Tide Hunter, and last but not least, Leaf going to be playing the position 5 Tiny. Over on the side of 7788, the Dire, we do have Poppy going to be playing his signature off lane Magnus. Crazy he got it 1 game, even crazier he got it 2. We have Watt playing the position 2 Hoodwink. We have UFO 666 playing that position 1 Faceless Void. STJ once again running it back on that position for Center Warrunner. And last but not least, the captain, Eri, going to be playing that position 5 Phoenix. Now, both teams, do we have smokes? Let's have a look. No smoke bolt on the side of the Radiant. Looks like they don't want to go for that level 1 smoke. Well, there is a smoke on the Dire. So I imagine they'll go for it. We get the unpause. But yeah, no smoke here. They do not want to get aggressive. They just kind of want to get to lane, try and pick up 2 runes, and to get out, while the Dire, they want blood. They at least want to get a nice deep ward out. What gonna get it there? Now, last game we saw a big fight over these obs. A big stare down, in fact. Doesn't look like we're gonna get that this game. They do ping the fact that they have vision. He pings the wrong place, though, as it is there. The Radiant all just stacked up as 5 on this top ramp, while the Monkey King hiding in the trees here as a tree. And a very bloodless first few minutes of this game. So it looks like both teams are happy to just go 2 for 2. The Radiant 5-man pushing to claim this bounty, and they will get it. So overall it is a 2 for 2. Now, don't forget, in the last game, they did manage to pick up first blood over on their mid laner. 47788, this time not so much, but they do get the D ward. Vengeful Spirit gonna find that. Once again, setting their mid up for success. That's what you want to see in these early levels. And I was wrong. It's going to be the Vengeful Spirit with the Monkey King. I'm not sure about that personally. I actually think I would have preferred the Tiny. The toss back onto the Monkey King. could have been interesting. Oh, double stun there. Going to get a nice amount of poke onto the Monkey King. Does level his Jingu mastery. Vengeful Spirit throws out the stun. Jingu will proc, and a tank trying to get a nice first blood here. SDJ will die. Now, can he get anything else? Magnus, very tanky. So not really in danger, but another set of Jingu mastery stacks will mean that Monkey King can probably get themselves back up to healthy. This is what we said about this bottom lane. It's going to be a big back and forth fight as this Monkey King wants to run. Meanwhile, the top lane, this Faceless just farming under tower, having a nice time of it. And again, like, just kind of chill lanes. Like, very different from the first game. The first game, there was a lot of blood in each side lane. That Wind Ranger combo doing great. And now UFO going to take a little bit of damage thanks to the Anchor Smash, but time lapse keeps the Void nice and healthy. As Phoenix tries to keep these two melee laners away from their POS 1. Monkey King, after that level 1 aggression, hasn't really been looking for anything. It's STJ was kind of the one that set up the Monkey King for that, going in using a very early stun. Oh, now going to be a stun onto the Vengeful Spirit. Gets the Jingu Mastery Specs onto the Monkey King, who also gets pulled back. Doesn't have Boundless Strike, though, to kind of finish this combo off as STJ bullying this Vengeful Spirit. Now going to take some damage from the Monkey King, but that Jingu Mastery is all gone. And Monkey King is learning very quick that he just doesn't really have the damage, and it's a solo kill in the mid lane. Hoodwink. Picking it up, finding it. I don't even know how that happened. Instead, it's going to be a pull back onto the Monkey King. Now Jingu stacks. A tank doesn't have Q once again. Going to heal up a little bit onto SDJ, but Monkey King needs to be scary, be wary. It's Poppy. As the Lotus, it does actually have the mana for the Shockwave. A tank goes to look for it, but notices it's gone. Now SDJ going to get the kill onto the courier. And now goes for the Boundless Strike, but again, just not much health. And SDJ puts him in the ground with a double edge after the stun. Frosty going to be pushed back underneath his tower, and these creeps chasing them as well. They look like they even want to go for the dive. Another double edge, but a stun. Magnus has not taken tower aggro. Will pull the Vengeful back, and the right click's going to come through. The Wave of Terror will be there, but another kill for SDJ with the hoof stomp. As Poppy will probably walk to base. Oh no, he's going to buy himself some regen. Meanwhile, on this mid lane, Tiny is coming in for the rotate very low, though. I'm not really sure what he's going to be able to accomplish. But a very aggressive bottom lane, as we kind of said would happen in that draft. Tidehunter being left alone so that this Tiny can roam, but hasn't managed to find anything. And Tidehunter's hurting for it. Faces Void back at the top of those last hits. The Tide now able to farm under tower, at least, but not managed to do much. Leaf is here. And finds Phoenix, but there's a level advantage on this Phoenix, and there's not really much this Tiny can do. Already a slow attack speed, and Phoenix makes it even worse. Not stun, going to come out onto STJ. A tank moves forward, trying to get those Jingu stacks. Going to get pulled back underneath the tower, surrounded by the creeps, and that might just be another kill. Has the Jingu mastery, manages to dodge the damage with the mischief and heal up onto that creep. But now it looks like it's going to be Vengeful that goes down. Another stun going to come out from STJ. Saving the double edge means that Venge will get away. Meanwhile, UFO going to get the kill onto Leaf in the top lane. STJ once more, double edge not going to connect. UFO gets the kill onto the Tiny in that top lane, and again, the side lanes falling apart here for Turner's terrible team. Oh my god, how did that happen? They get a double kill down in the bottom lane. STJ, 4 kills. Now going to feed himself to tower so that he can go back to base. Venge is going to get the kill streak added. Meanwhile, Tide getting right-click down the jump forward from UFO. And he picks himself up another kill. It is 2-0 on a faceless Void. And Magnus knows that he could be in a little bit of danger with his Pos 4 back in base. So he's going to cut the wave, pull it back underneath tower. So at least for this wave, he is completely safe. So no chance to get a comeback kill either. Oh, and it's another stun into the ulti there for Hoodwink. Has an arcane rune. So a lot of damage coming out very quickly. Has another Q if they need it. Quap even going to use the ultimate there, but she still gets the kill. Hoodwink! The cheeky squirrel kills the succubus. How many times have you seen that?
Tower is under attack.
All right, STJ finds Monkey King. Boundless Strike will go off, and so will the Jingu Master. But now STJ can kind of stand his ground. Jingu Master going to do a lot. Magnus is walking over a tank. Needs to be wary of this. He's going to back off Poppy in the area. Has Skewer. Going to go into the trees. They do have vision up onto the high ground. Quap comes in. STJ getting low thanks to the dagger tick. And he will die to it, surely. No, it looks like he won't. He's just going to walk away. Poppy now the one in trouble. A tank on him as 3 Jingu Mastery stacks. If they can make sure he doesn't get another one, then he may be able to get out. There's no, the Boundless Strike going to get there. The right click is going to happen. The slow from the dagger. And Poppy leading them on a merry-go-round will finally fall. But STJ, the real core in this lane, lives. Quap returning to that mid lane where they have now solo died twice. Going to throw out a bit of damage onto the Hoodwink and just kick them back out into lane. Let's switch over to the net worth. And yeah, it's kind of what we're expecting here. The Hoodwink with the 2 solo kills. Going to be at the top of the net worth with Faceless Void in second. Not what I was expecting after seeing the draft. Even going to go for the Midas, in fact. So wants to continue that lead forward. Phoenix going to be rotating mid, but probably realizes they can't really do anything. Just kind of confirming where the rune is, and Quap going to blink forward, very aggressive. Fire Spirit's going to go through. She's going to purge that off, but she can't purge off the stun. Vengeful is here, but she does not have swap. She will throw out a stun, but now she might just be dove. Tries to duck and weave into the trees. Phoenix taking a few tower shots and wants to back up. And so Quap does get the rune, but she dies for it. It's another stun here on the Hoodwink. Doesn't have ultimate, though. And will get stunned out by that Vengeful Spirit. Meanwhile, RP in the bottom lane going to be used onto the Monkey King. Level 5 doesn't really have any recourse here. The follow-up stun is there. Boundless Strike going to go through, but the Jingo Mastery will proc. And it will not be enough. STJ going to pick up that kill. Now, iWin is in the lane, and STJ just going to go for the TP out. Quap ulti will be used, and it will get the kill in the fountain. So iWin managing to rotate there and get something. Now, Airy maybe in a bit of trouble. Tiny is there. They have the toss into the Ravage. They use everything for that position 5, but now there's a Chrono. What is here as well? He doesn't do that much damage, thanks to the fact that all he has is the Glove of Haste. Leaf will die. Maybe tied on the next. No, the ulti from the Hoodwink's going to miss. Duck and weave, but there's still a lot of right clicks coming out from UFO. He gets the bash, interrupting the gush. A double stun, and a tag's here. He follows up, gets the Jingu Mastery. No, he doesn't. But he's still going to keep hunting. A swap back. Venge finally has that sick into the Jingu Mastery. And it's a double kill for a tank. So what looked like a bit of an overcommit there from the Radiant, using that Ravage, actually sets up their team perfectly to get some return kills. And for the first time in this series, a net worth lead as iWin dies in the bottom lane. Oh, Tiny here though, has the toss combo. Poppy once more. Sees the sun ray, sees himself being healed. And he knows that he wants to be aggressive.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under
The Radiant going to knock on this tier 1 top. Monkey King not going back to the bottom lane. SJ will show from the tree. Wave of Terror will also hit as well. They're going to get him to swap onto the central wall on a very tanky target. But there's so much minus armor with the Gush, with the Wave of Terror. Surely he goes down. Surely he goes... Wave of Terror again. Roche wasn't up, but it is a cute idea at least, as a tank picks up that kill. And it's now doing quite well for himself. Probably going to go forward onto the Tiny. Gets tossed back. Stun onto the Phoenix. Doesn't have enough mana for the egg. But does manage to get the W off to try and slow down these right clicks. And now Monkey King coming in as fast as a tree. Which apparently is pretty fast. But it will be Tidehunter that picks up that kill. Has the Vlads now. And so should very much be feared. Hoodwink going for that Mage Slayer after picking up that Falcon Blade. Meanwhile, Poppy going to be going for the Veil of Discord here. And Tide going to be laning against this Magnus. Phoenix TPing in. SCJ is here. Has the stuns. Will hit it onto one, so that's at least one kill. Sunray is there. Leaf will die for the Tide Sins and maybe more as SCJ gets his ulti. They move forward. It's going to be a swap to safety on the Tide, but he has Ravage. Maybe he wants to use it. Doesn't look like it. Venge will fall to the shockwave of the Magnus. Meanwhile, UFO has that Midas in the top lane now. Going for that Maelstrom. Monkey King also down here. Going for that Echo Saber. Or is that... No, that's not Echo Saber, is it? That's Battle Fury. Huh. Wait, is it? I don't know. I think so. Now jumps forward onto Poppy. The Ravage gonna miss because of the skewer. Jingu Stacks getting pulled up, but a lovely RP, and it's a pause. Oh god, we get a chance to really just admire. No, it's... Yeah, no, it's not. It's an Echo Saber. It's an Echo Saber. Oh my god, I can't believe I thought that was a Battle Fury. Yeah, it's literally an Echo Saber. I keep forgetting broadsword because it just looks like the old Battle Fury build with an Ogre Club. Oh my god. They change things and it hurts me. Echo Saber, guys. Ugh. God, I'm stretching. Okay, I'm back. And, okay. Is this actually bad for the Radiant? Because they're both very healthy. SDJ's going in for the stun. They have Egg. Tiny is here. They have Sunray as well, but they can't cast Sunray through Egg yet. Hoodwink could TP. Actually can't. Doesn't have a TP. It's on the courier, so we'd have to run back for that. But even then, it's on cooldown. If Hoodwink had TP, then yeah, this was definitely kills. But I'm not sure. It's Venge. Where's Venge? Back at base. Oh. A lot of good guesses here. So we look at those Irons. Vengeful Spirit went for the Bavis. And Echo Saber coming out for that Monkey King. Tidehunter has the Vlads. Nothing queued up as of now. Poppy going for that Veil of Discord. Hoodwink, as we said, going for the Mage Slayer. Nothing particularly surprising here from all of these heroes. And yeah, I'm really just trying to think of like what happens here. Because Monkey, fair bit of health, 800, Shockwave, there's no mana on the Magnus. Which really affects this fight, I think. Because if he had Shockwave, like I feel like that changes a lot of stuff. Except we do have the Fire Spirits here. It's a lot of damage per second. Oh, yeah, we don't know. We do have an internet issue here on UFO. It was Poppy's. It was Dennis Stack, so 7788 that won the first game. I genuinely, I mean, it's hard because I keep just thinking about what's happening here. I think they get the kills. The tower helping is big. But there's just no mana on this Magnus. At least they're in good spirits here in the back and forth. God, I want to type in chat so bad, but it's against the rules. It's against the rules, I'm not allowed to. Iwin's TPing. He's TPing here. Okay, actually, I think that means maybe they get like one kill. They don't win though, because the Queen of Pain has like majority mana, has enough for an ulti, a blink, and like full combo. So yeah, that's huge. Hoodwink would need to TP now, but doesn't have a TP, and it's actually on cooldown. Faceless Void does have a TP and does have Chrono, but I'm not even sure if a TP for the Faceless Void really helps. All he has is a Midas, which doesn't really accomplish much. We do have the reconnect, so we'll see. And we get the goes, and here we go. We'll see, it's tense. It's tense, it's tense. Stun will get put on by STJ. Magnus going out, away. The egg does get used in a tank. Gonna tick down there. STJ gonna get the kill, but Queen of Pain did come in. They get the kill on top of it with the gush. Egg will pop, but Queen of Pain still has the ultimate, still has the blink, still has the E. Jumps forward, has the ulti, will use it on STJ, but won't manage to pick up the kill. Now Hoodwink has had enough time to walk in. The stun does miss, but they'll hit on a smoked Venge. And they do see there was some vision up there. No, Tiny walks forward with the Queen of Pain and they get the kill onto Airy. And now Tiny gonna get punished, but Faceless Void finally arrived, and this target is low enough health that they can pick up the kill, even if it is Watt that picks it up there with the Q from the Hoodwink. So overall, it was a successful fight there from kind of both sides, I think, actually. I think that was pretty even. Monkey King died very early on, and so now just went back up top to farm. Highest net worth in the game is the Monkey King. UFO deciding now to live in this bottom lane. Still going for that Maelstrom. Does have an Empower, but it is going to run out with no Magnus in sight to refresh it. The Dire, they are here. Hoodwink going to hit the ulti onto the Tide Hunter, giving the break, the stun, and the damage. SJ will even use the ult. Maybe they can go for more here. Harry going to pick up that kill streak with the stun. Ready to throw STJ back, but it's just going to delay the inevitable. As the right clicks come out, Watt picks up another kill for themselves, and they're on a killing spree. As all 5 members of the Dire are down here. Queen of Pain farming up. Almost has that Witchblade.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Hoodwink has that Mage Slayer. Now going to be going for the Maelstrom. And the Dire, you know, it's a very back and forth game this time around. The first game was already over, really, by this point, with a 10k gold advantage or something like that for 7788. So Turner's terrible team definitely putting up more of a fight in this second game here. They seem to have gelled a bit better, like their draft a bit more, or at least are able to play their draft a bit more. Maybe they were cooking too much in that first game with the Legion 1. Faceless has that Maelstrom. Nothing queued up at the moment to follow it up. While STJ going for a Blink into a Force Staff, Lotus Orb. They want everything they can get in order to help their team stay alive. Haste going to be used by the Queen of Pain here. Bottle up. Probably won't be able to find anything with it. What does show mid. But it's just going to push the wave out with their skills. So not pushing their luck. And a regeneration going to be picked up by the Tiny. Denying that from the Dire. King has the Echo Saber going for that diffuser, and it's going to be a smoke here for the Radiant. We'll see what they can find in this top lane. It is only Magnus. He does kind of assume they have vision here, but they don't. It is here instead. He has so far evaded the smoke, although they do find the Phoenix. Not exactly the best target. Has the ability to jump away. Also has that egg to buy time for their team to arrive. And so they cut their losses and they back up from the smoke. The game has definitely calmed down now. Both teams kind of leaving each other to farm. They will at least pressure this mid tier 1. But even that, they're going to wander away from. Back into their respective jungles to farm and farm some more. Shiva's going to be what Magnus wants. Shiva's and Blink. Not necessarily in that order. Leaf farming this top jungle. Trying to head towards a Blink Dagger of his own. And Mag's going to find him in the hot tub. Shockwave going to be used. Not going to lead to anything, though. As the rest of the Radiant, they are in the area. They could go for something. Poppy walks up to the wave. He sees Tidehunter. Has Ravage if he wants to use it. Going to clear the wave. The rest of the Dire are here. This could be a team fight. They're going to get the D-Ward there. But the Radiant do know at least Phoenix is here. STJ going to be TPing in as well. Poppy just going to push out the wave. Doesn't necessarily want to go up too far. Doesn't want to overcommit. Wants to make sure he's in the area for his team to back him up. And with Hoodwink here now, that is definitely possible. Going to get the break onto Tidehunter from the crease. Now, STJ has a perfect position here. Has the Blink Dagger. Could go in and find it. Sees Tide. Gets the Blink stun. Where is his team, though? It's going to be a swap from the Vengeful Spirit. STJ doesn't use his ulti. Will now when the rest of the team arrives. Fire Spirit going to be used onto one, and they get the Tide. It is going to be a nice Ravage here into the Monkey-O, but the Chrono's there. What's going to happen? Sunray goes through. Can they bring down the Tide? They can't. Managing to walk away with a sliver of life. Same with the Vengeful Spirit. UFO will at least get himself a double kill on the support's egg. Goes up to keep them alive, but the blink away from the Queen of Pain. So all in all, it is a 2-for-1 here, as both the supports will die in the Radiant, but they want to go for more, and Quab's so low, she just blinks forward. UFO gonna be caught out here. A tank gonna get that one. The Deacon Mastery doing a lot of damage, but then with the double edge from SDJ goes onto a tank, and he just can't right-click his way out of this one. As the rest of the team just focus him, he can no longer shenanigan.
Radiant's middle tower.
And he will fall. Big gold boost there. 47788.
Come on.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Magnus did manage to buy the Shiva's recipe before dying, so didn't lose too much gold to the death. But a very, like, back and forth, messy fight. Ultimates going off anywhere, and this is the kind of Dota we love. These huge AoE ultimates flying across the screen. Who's going to win it? And it just was the Dire at that point, managing, you know, both the supports going down and then the cores just getting greedy. And even though Poppy Magnus hasn't had the best game in terms of net worth, He's managing to do quite a lot. Is Airy going to get picked off here? But I win. But the blink forward means I win only has 4 seconds to jump. Can he survive? A bash is what he needs, and he gets it. UFO. The bash lord turned on his bash button. Manages to get the kill there on the Queen of Pain. Monkey King in the area for this Magnus. Power going to be used by the Magnus. Going to go farm up the jungle. STJ here to help. And a tank jumps forward, thinking about it, but sees STJ on that Centaur and backs up. Meanwhile, Magnus has finished that Shivas. So that large AoE heal reduction, the slow, the damage amp, all of it going to be a huge help in these fights. And it will be a smoke here. Magnus has the ultimate. Hoping someone will walk up to the wave. They don't particularly want the Vengeful Spirit, but they'll take what they can get, I imagine. Wave of Terror going to be used, so she's playing really safe. Doesn't quite know what she wants, but they will find Monkey in the trees. SCJ finding them once again. Swap, and Poppy knew it was going to happen. Gets stunned. The Ravage is there, but he gets the RP onto 2. Can he pull them out? No, he has no mana. The Diffusal manages to pop the 1, pulls them out. The Monkey King and Poppy trying to get away here. Another great stun from SDJ. A Chrono onto 3. UFO freezes everyone in place and sends them straight down. Tidehunter running for his life, but he's got nothing. STJ picks that one up with the stun. And a lovely combination of spells there from both teams. Once again, leaves the Dire out on top. The Chronosphere, the nail in that coffin. But the Monkey King ult did great there. Just got pulled out of it thanks to the wand of the Magnus. And they do get the tier 2 bot. So it was very even coming out of the laning stage, but now 7-7-8-8 very much in the lead here. A tank going to go forward onto SCJ. Immediately get stunned, and the Sunrays there trying to get those Jingu stacks, and will finally manage it. I win is there, going to hit the ulti onto 2. Eri will not pop thanks to the 1 there. Another double stun into the egg. The ulti comes through with Hoodwink and will hit. Will they get the egg? They won't! The stun hits, it connects! Monkey King has finally come back to join Phoenix. Gonna jump into his loving arms. He will be the sacrifice. Jump forward there from Poppy, but he's realized, wait a minute guys, I've got no mana, I've got no right clicks. What do I do here? I don't have a team. UFO's in the top lane, and a tank goes forward. He guesses wrong with the jump, but I win. Will blink up and dish out a fair enough damage so that Tide can finish him off. UFO had transitioned to the top side of the map, and these scrappy fights are exactly what Turner's terrible team needs in order to get themselves back in this game.
Time is money.
Mjolnir almost out for the Faceless Void. Level 18, that 3rd level of ultimate is going to be huge. BKB going to be what the Monkey King goes for next. I win. As the Sange and Kaya. Now going for the Aghanim's Scepter. Meanwhile, his counterpart Watt has a Maelstrom going for that Mjolnir. So a lot of damage over on the side of the Dire that they can throw into that Chronosphere. And a little bit of tanking up coming out here from the Radiant. I'm not sure if it's enough. As now he has the Mjolnir. He should theoretically be able to kill most people inside that Chronosphere. Maybe not Tide. But mostly everyone else. Irwin jumps forward, clears out the wave. Dire happy to just kind of farm up right now. Magnus has the Blink Dagger after that Shivas. And this is where we're really going to start seeing those team fights kind of accelerate here for the Dire, I would imagine. Such a big item for a Magnus.
What have we here?
And they're going to group up around this Roche
Radiant are
on the top of the map. UFO heading over, and I would imagine it is to take it. But the Radiant kind of feel like they're sniffing it out. At least this Monkey King is invis on the Hoodwink. He'll see the tree moving through. Gleipnir will hit, the stun will hit. He will pop off BKB, so the damage on the Hoodwink won't go through, but the Chrono's there. And it should at least confirm a Roche kill, if not some more. STJ goes for on the Tiny. And UFO gonna get force-staffed. Jumps forward into everyone. There's a lot of damage coming through. They have the Ravage. He'll get anchored. He'll go forward. Again, another Quap ult, but he's so tanky. A swap as well, back towards the Tide. He's stunned. The Sunray comes through. The RP onto the egg. And UFO just gonna TP back to base. Actually gonna cancel it. They say Roche. At least get the tower. Quap will get herself to safety. And it was a clowny fight. But 7-7-8-8, they will get themselves out on top of it. As UFO correctly identifies that really it's the Monkey King he needs to worry about. Getting the Chrono on him, getting the kill. And that really, Turner's terrible team did not want to take that fight. But they stuck around and they tried anyway.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And a beautiful invis rune from Hoodwink to set that all up. You love to see it. Iwin still trying to head towards that Ags. Tiny now has the blink, going for the Force Staff. And it's going to be an Ags for a Tide Hunter as well. So wants to clear out those waves, wants to have the ability to throw out some AoE damage in these fights that isn't just the Ravage. And tier 3s enter the map. We've got some good ones going. The Nemesis Curse on the Hoodwink. So doing 8%, not 8%, sorry, 35 damage, but taking 8% more damage. Or the Hoodwink, you know, if you're taking damage, you're probably in a bad position. So I imagine that is the logic there. They pick out the real Hoodwink, so they may want to go for something. Winking in the area, they don't know. Now Hoodwink invis by the trees. Gonna throw out the Gleipnir onto the wave. Monkey King still in this area. The smoke will be broken. Leaf on the high ground. Gonna blink away. A tank kind of left out in the middle of nowhere. Separated from his team. Well, just going to go to this bottom wave to farm it up. Hoodwink heading over though. Might be able to find something. The Monkey King stays for another wave. It's a haste from the Hoodwink. Gleipnir goes out. Follow-up stun. The BKB is there. And Hoodwink not going to manage to pick up that kill, but does get the BKB charge. And this should be the green light for the rest of the dire here. Monkey King, no BKB. There's no way they try and start a fight. Surely. And now UFO can walk up to this tower and hit completely freely. Monkey King going to throw out the stun, but not really going to do much. And it is the last outer tower that the Dire will head for next. Eri cutting the creep wave. Cutting the creep wave. Cutting the creep wave in order to make sure that they can get to this tower as quick as possible. And SCJ probably going to guard this creep wave so that it can get to the tower. 3 minutes still left on the Aegis here. Or 2.5, sorry. Ags on the courier here for Tidehunter. Finished up. A gem bought by the Phoenix, and that's going to be something that they really want to protect. And it's going to keep the vision here being so oppressive by the Dire. If they can catch these wards around the mid lane, it would do a pretty big dent to the Radiant in terms of their ability to move around this side of the map.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Last tier 2 will fall.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I am mighty.
Monkey wants to try and get this tier 1, I think. Has a DD. Knows Hoodwink is there, though, and just gets to deny. Monkey King moving forward as a tree. Gets the defusal off. Will go for the Battle Strike with the stun. Tiny is there for the combo, but he just can't hit them. The scurry evasion doing so much. Monkey King going to BKB TP out, but the Chrono's there. And they use a lot of ultis to get the kill. But they might be able to get more as UFO goes forward. I-Win is in the area, but you can remember there's an Aegis on this guy. There's a BKB on this guy. Jumps forward with the Manta. Stun getting onto the Magnus, who comes in to help. Leaf now on the run. Does have the blink. Won't use it and gets bashed up and killed. Meanwhile, Watt going to get the kill onto the Vengeful Spirit. The Dire do have a creep wave in the mid lane, but they are going to at least cut this one. Hoodwink going to go push that top wave as well. Tide doing what he can to clear this mid, but it's not really much as the high ground once again it gets knocked on. An 18,000 gold lead here for 7788. A 30-second Aegis here from UFO, and he is not going to back up. He just wants to die at this point. Ticking down low, 70 health. 50 health will tick thanks to the Shadow Strike from the Queen of Pain, and then blinks himself to safety. So they do get that high ground tower with the Aegis. So there are some naked racks there ready for them to claim once another team fight goes their way. Meanwhile, the Radiant, they don't want to take it lying down, and they're smoked up. They're going to find the Magnus. Tiny blinks forward. Going to get the toss back onto the Monkey King, who jumps forward. Magnus moves everyone around, puts Queen of Pain onto the high ground, does have the blink, will use the ultimate. Magnus will fall, didn't manage to use the RP, but UFO jumps in. A swap, going to get the Monkey King out. The Ravage is going to be there. Monkey King uses the ulti, and UFO going to try a mad fight. No, going to jump back out. Eri going to die to the Tide. And now STJ gets the kill on the Monkey King. That is not what you want to see if you're on the side of Turner's terrible team. UFO continuing to try and grab people, but he's just getting kited. The throw back onto the Queen of Pain, but that almost kills her. Another follow-up stun, and Watt has finally arrived. Picks up one kill, gonna pick up another. And when all is said and done, when the smoke settles, it is a 3 for 3. Definitely in the advantage of Turner's terrible team, thanks to the lead at 7788. Have managed to accrue themselves, but the Monkey King dying is a pretty big deal as Faceless Void is still alive, able to farm up these waves and continue to extend his lead. Now, heading towards something. Satanic, yeah. I thought so. I was like, but he had a butterfly queued up earlier. So yeah, he's going to be heading towards that Satanic. Just wants to be tanky, wants to be able to stand and fight that Monkey King. Monkey King did have Scardy queued up. Now, actually has the Monkey King bar. Wants to be able to hit the Hoodwink. Right now, it is 1-0 to 7788. So the Dire, well, who the Dire are in this game, won the first game. Refresher going to be what this Phoenix wants next. Wants that double egg. Bobby just gone full utility here. Very different from the Echo Saber build we saw last game. With the Yules, the Shivas, the Force Staff. Wants to be able to get those RPs off and help the team. The Dire group up in the bottom lane, and they're on the hunt. They want to try find someone in that hot tub, but they're not going to manage it. Roshan may respawn in 5 seconds. We will get the timer soon.
Dire are scanning.
And it's going to be a very short Roshan spawn, and they're already here. They could check it right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Walking through everything, so they know. No, wait, they check. No, they should see him. Surely they'll see him. He's coming. Yeah, okay. They see him. They see him. Oh my god, that would have been tragic if he just respawns and they just walk away. I mean, it is tragic for the Radiant. It's a very quick Roshan spawn. And the Dire immediately find it. Has a cheese on it. They're going to die very quickly, and the Radiant, they don't even... If they know about it, they don't want to do anything about it. Roshan will die again. Aegis is up onto the Faceless. And this is probably the high ground going to be knocked on. Venge will manage to get away from the hunting Centaur Warrunner. Remember, this is a position 4 Centaur Warrunner. Pine Hunter also going for that refresher. Just wants to keep everyone locked down. So that maybe his Monkey King can get them all into the ultimate and they get the wombo combo. But it's looking like a dream too far, maybe.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Dire do at least lose their tier 1 bot here. A tank going to be the one taking that. But UFO walking onto the high ground, ready with his Aegis to knock on the front door. The anchor will be used, immediately killed. And UFO starts his work on the melee racks. A lot of long-range stuns, but they do have a Phoenix here to keep him healthy. Another stun. The melee racks eventually will go down. UFO gonna jump out. They do claim one Rax building. Jumps forward, gets the Rax, and then backs up. They've claimed everything they want in that mid lane. Now, going to use the Satanic to heal up on the creep camp. Going for the Aghanim Scepter on the Faceless Void as well to just get that confirmed stun into Chrono. I would imagine it is a 4-man. It's a 4-man smoke here on the high ground. The Radiant, they want to try and find something. The Dire are pretty split up with the Mag bot, so this is the time for the Radiant to pull the trigger. Monkey King going into position. Tidy goes forward, tries to get the toss back, but doesn't manage it. Faceless goes forward, doesn't manage to get the Chrono. But Lotus Orb there. Now he will walk up and hit the tower. Monkey King up, going to get the ulti off. They get the anchor onto Magnus. Monkey King follows up. They have the Ravage. There's 2 in it, but the BKB's there, and there's the follow Chrono. He has the refresher. He gets it. They get the swap onto the Monkey King, so he's still alive, but that's his BKB done. What can Faceless Void do here with 2 lives? A lot! As the Monkey King falls. Buyback from the Vengeful Spirit. They do manage to leash the Faceless, but not for long. This Mutt will not be held down as he moves forward to tame the base, to claim the base even. The Faceless Void, just unkillable, has the Aegis. Bywin goes forward, he's desperate, he's trying to get something done, but the Satanic will pop, will get the kill. A stun onto the Tiny means that he follows his teammates to death. Eri gonna die. Iwin blinks forward for that kill. But it is the Rax that the Dire are here for. As UFO still has that Aegis Lotus Orb going to be used on him as well. There is only the 2 of them, and they're against a very mobile hero in Iwin, but he's not mobile enough when he has it on cooldown. And that's a lot of damage and a lot of stuns. Tied. The only one left here, SDJ, going to be body blocked up by UFO, goes forward. And just so much damage. Satanic also going to be used. They have the anchor, but he can kill that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, doesn't get that last hit. Now jumps forward. Gets again another time dilation. And Poppy's here to claim the kill. To keep the cow alive for a little bit longer. The TP going to be used and he's going to escape. Oh, the Poppy Magnus. Maybe it was Troll all along. UFO going to get the melee axe, but it's been such a long fight that Monkey King's back alive. Stun going to happen on top of the Magnus into the Tide. But it manages to force himself up, but a tank wants to go deep. Cheese going to be eaten by the Poppy. Has RP. Faceless Void standing his ground. Remember, still has Aegis, and he may not even need it. He walks forward. He interrupts Monkey King's ulti. UFO still trying to get to safety despite having this Aegis. Will finally pop. Again, RP not used by the Magnus. Jumps forward. Poppy going to put himself in the air, and he has RP. Can he use it? He can't. He's chucked around like pancakes. Eri has finally arrived with the Sunray, but UFO back at full health, ready to fight. The break onto the monkey means he just does no damage. Leaf will be the last to fall, leaving the base defenseless. They have the buybacks, but will they even use them? One lane gone. Egg into the fountain. Queen of Pain, not gonna move, gonna become immune, and they'll get their gem and maybe die under the towers. It doesn't seem so. Tide gonna buy back, has one Ravage, almost has two. That's gonna be a buyback from the Tiny as well, so they're not done yet. They want to keep trying, they want to keep holding. A lovely Gleipnir into a lovely stun from SDJ. The follow-up! The Ravage is there! They have the second one, but there's just no damage. They follow them back to the fountain. Venge is here, has the swap, will bring the Hoodwink in, but SDJ was already tanking it. Another Ravage will be used, but it just is the background noise to this Vengeful Spirit's death. Tide, too tanky to dive. Chrono going to be used into the fountain. They'll get one kill. And they don't even have Megas yet, but they're definitely farming for the KDA here. 32,000 gold lead. Another great stun there from SDJ onto the Tide. What moves forward and is anchored, so could actually be in a little bit of trouble here as Monkey comes back, dishing out a lot of damage to the Centaur Aura, but look at him just melt. UFO with the right clicks. He tries to dodge as much damage as he can, and he does manage to live as the Ancient Towers will fall. Poppy gonna pull the Tide out of the Monkey King ult and then blink himself to safety. The Monkey King ult is just on nobody. They have so many ways to keep them in there, but they've all been used. Now UFO just trying to get those Mega Creeps stand and fight. He does have the Satanic. Will pop the BKB. The stuns are there. The drag as well from Poppy. UFO picks himself up another kill as Tide will get some semblance of revenge in the mid lane on the Phoenix. It is Mega Creeps. UFO still alive, still has that Satanic. Jumps forward, uses the time dilation, and will use Iwin to heal back up and maybe even just get more gold. Another anchor onto the Spaceless Void. It is 2v4 right now. UFO is yet to go back to base since destroying that melee Rax oh so long ago. Another swap onto Poppy into the fountain, and he manages to use the dodge. The damage. Tide will die to the Hoodwink, and Venge will finally fall. Poppy dodging another magic missile. GG is called, and 7788 go 2-0 on their first week of playing. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you've enjoyed the cast. If you did and you're new, please do not forget to drop a follow. It really does help. It means I can point to a number and say, hey, look, these people like my casting. If you didn't enjoy it, that's fine too.